Welcome to VARINDIA News Hour. Global wearable device shipments have increased by 9.9% in Q3 2021. The demand for wearable devices has been on the rise and grew 9.9% during the third quarter of 2021, that is 3Q21, reaching 138.4 million units, which has increased to 26.5%. Unsurprisingly, the shipments for earphones, including the TWS earbuds, increased 26.5% according to the new data from the International Data Corporation, that is IDC. For the first time, the shipments of smartwatches surpassed the shipments of fitness trackers. With this, smartwatches have now become the second biggest category in wearable devices, accounting for a 4.3% increase. Although the pandemic has driven interest in health and fitness tracking, wrist-worn wearables such as watches and wristbands faced challenges during the quarter, as these devices were not immune to the supply constraints and shifting demand brought about by the pandemic. While the category has recently been led by Xiaomi's low-cost bands, the company was dethroned by Apple and Huawei in 3Q21 as they tied for the first place in the wrist-worn segment. The reason behind the increased shipments of smartwatches is being said to be due to the users' demand for more powerful features and functions, and thus they are gradually shifting towards smartwatches. Also, there isn't a huge price difference between a smartwatch and a fitness tracker, which is also a factor for the change. Demand has been slowly shifting away from wristbands towards watches as consumers increasingly want a more capable device as the gap in pricing narrows, said Jitesh Ubrani, research manager for IDC Mobility and Consumer Device Trackers. The number of watches sold for under $100 is now equal to wristbands, which have dominated this price band in the past. Growth amongst Indian and Chinese brands has been leading the low-end watch space, while Apple, Huawei and Samsung maintain a hold at the high end. Coming to the companies, Apple is dominating the market with a 28.8% market share and shipments of 39.8 million units. However, the company's shipment for the Apple Watch dropped by 35.5%, but it managed to maintain its lead with AirPods. Samsung grabbed the second spot with a 9.2% market share and 12.7 million shipments. Xiaomi also recorded the same numbers, sitting along with Samsung for the second rank in the third quarter. Huawei and India-based Imagine Marketing grabbed the fourth and fifth position with 7.9% and 7.2% market share respectively. Huawei shipped around 10.9 million units, while Imagine Marketing, which sells products under the Boat brand, managed to ship around 10 million units in Q3 2021. Let's look into today's headlines in VARINDIA. Prime Minister Modi says cryptocurrencies should be used to boost democracy, not harm it. In a virtual address at the Summit for Democracy hosted by US President Joe Biden, Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasized on creating global norms for emerging technologies like social media and cryptocurrencies so that these are used to empower democracy, not to erode it. According to reports, Modi is expected to take a final call soon on the regulatory framework governing the use of cryptocurrencies and related products. He also said we all need to constantly improve our democratic practices and systems, and we all need to continuously enhance inclusion, transparency, human dignity, responsive grievance redressals, and decentralization of power. Cybercrimes against children has increased rapidly in 2020. The Information Technology Ministry notified that according to the National Crime Records Bureau's latest data, cybercrimes committed against children in India have dramatically increased in 2020. The ministry said that a total of 306 cybercrime cases against children were registered in 2019, while 1,102 cases were filed last year. Uttar Pradesh recorded the highest number of cryptocrimes against the children, followed by Karnataka, Maharashtra, Kerala and Odisha. DIPAM gives nod to BPCL BinaRefinery merger plan. BinaRefinery has got the clearance from the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management for the merger with Bharat Petroleum Corporation. BPCL also acquired Madhya Pradesh government's stake in Bharat Oman Refineries, that is BORL or BinaRefinery, in the form of convertible share warrants for rupees 72.63 crores. The company also acquired Oman's state-owned petroleum investment company OQ's entire stake in the Bina Refinery project this year. 1.6 million WordPress sites under massive cyber attack. 1.6 million WordPress sites have been targeted by a large-scale attack campaign originating from 16,000 IP addresses by exploiting weaknesses in 4 plugins and 15 Epsilon framework themes. WordPress security company WordFence has detected and blocked more than 13.7 million attacks aimed at the plugins and themes in a period of 36 hours, with the goal of taking over the websites and carrying out malicious actions. Virtual meetings will move to metaverse in coming years, says Bill Gates. Microsoft co-founder and billionaire Bill Gates predicts most workers will take their virtual meetings within the metaverse in the next 2 or 3 years. He said that the adoption of metaverse meetings would be slow because many people lack the tools to fully immerse themselves in the experience, but he expressed optimism for advances made with 3-dimensional avatars and spatial audio to help users feel more connected virtually. He further said there is still some work to do, but we are approaching a threshold where the technology begins to truly replicate the experience of being together in the office. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VARINDIA News Magazine. You can download the VARINDIA app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for the latest news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.